Let me ask you a question. Are you supersizing your business in the dead of winter? Dead of winter, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, is our idiom today, and it dates back to the 16th century. Shakespeare used it in Twelfth Night, and Washington Irving used it in his piece called Salmagundi or something. Salmagundi in 1807. So it's been around for hundreds of years. And it actually means, dead of winter means in the middle of the winter, the middle of something. Now, I always thought it meant deep, dark, coldest place, which it does. It means it's the coldest, darkest time of winter, but that's usually in about the middle of the season, the middle of winter. And I guess it's news to me that it's the middle of something, but I've probably used it that way. You might say he left in the dead of winter. He left in the middle of winter. He left in the middle of something. She left in the middle of a fight or something would be the dead of winter. So it is the coldest part. So what does this have to do with growing and supersizing our business? So my question for you today is, where are you in your business? In the beginning stages of it? Are you in the middle? Are you toward the end, legacy, creating what it is that you want? And I guess you can tell by doing an audit of your results, an audit of you compared to the competition, an audit of where you are versus where you want your business to be someday. And measure. If we're not measuring things, we don't really know how we're doing, right? And the measurements, the key performance indicators, the things that you choose to look at depend on what your goals and objectives are for your business. Some people look at only profitability. Is my profit at a certain level? Is my profitability a certain percent? Is my profitability growing year over year? And is it meeting the targets that we want? Now, I kind of think that COVID in the last 2 years has been the dead of winter for many businesses in many industries. I mean, if you're in the restaurant industry, and I work with a lot of people in that industry, you have felt like 2020 and 2021 are the darkest, coldest times that you could ever imagine. Millions and millions of businesses have gone out of and shuttered their doors once and for all, primarily due to the mandates and things that came down the pipe, not controlled by the owners of these businesses, with one exception, but mandated by governing bodies, etc., by a disease that nobody had any control over. Other businesses, other industries have just exploded during this time because they looked at the situation differently. I've worked with hundreds of restaurant owners that are thriving in this time because they've decided to change the way they imagine what they do, how they serve people, how they solve problems with people, how they provide, and what they provide to people in terms of solutions. And those businesses are thriving. So I guess today I challenge all of us to take a little assessment of, are we in the middle of supersizing and growing our business? Are we at the beginning? Are we at the end? Are we where we want to be? Are we moving at the pace we want to? And just decide and commit, I guess, recommit to ourselves that no matter what happens outside of us, no matter what happens in the economy, no matter what happens in the environment, no matter what happens with politics or religion or all the other craziness that people are talking about these days, we commit to creating the type business that we want to see in the world. So love to know if you've used this expression, dead of winter. I don't know. I guess I've lived in Wisconsin the majority of my life. And so I've lived in the North America, the coldest part of, in the dead of winter for most of North America is between, usually the average lowest temperature is between January 10th and February 10th. So sometime in that time frame, that would be considered the middle of winter, the dead of winter for most of the Northern Hemisphere. Of course, it's just an estimate, right? Because historically, just like everything else changes, the weather definitely changes significantly over time and without warning for the most part, despite what people say about global climate change, etc. So take a look at and make sure that you're committed to creating the type business that you want to see in the world, no matter what's going on around us. All right, any questions, any comments, any concerns, any ideas for other winter, cold, December, Christmas, or end of the year idioms? Hit me up, let me know. I've got some planned out already for the rest of the month. Otherwise, that's what we'll be doing for this month for idioms, and then we'll tie them to, well, what does that mean for our business? Does it mean anything? Does dead of winter, does being in the middle of something mean anything for your business? What does it mean to you? What does it mean for your business? To me, being in the middle of something means I'm making progress, I'm moving toward what I want, and it's a good time to assess and say, hey, this is where I am. this is where I want to be. Am I making the right amount of progress to move me toward what I want to be? And then just reevaluate. We always need to be reevaluating and doing progress and process checks on what it is that we're doing. All right, have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.